guys, who follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I mean, you see me write down my goals and my gratitudes every freaking day, every morning. I mean, I can pull out my notebook and like clockwork every freaking day. I write down Tuesday, November 3rd. I don't care if there's an election. I don't care what the hell is going on. I write down my 5 gratitudes. I write down my relationship goals, my health goals, my spiritual goals, my business and wealth goals. And then I write down my purpose statement, which is to upgrade belief systems. And all of this comes from the book, Think and Grow Rich. And I have the self-confidence formula memorized. And I remember I was reading this book, so I could, I believe I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action towards its attainment. And I here now promise to take such action. I know that through the dominating thoughts of my mind will revert themselves into action. Therefore, I will control my thoughts. And then you go into the auto suggestion formula. Then you go into, I do this every freaking morning. I pace around my kitchen like a lunatic, and I state the self-confidence formula every single morning, pacing through my kitchen. My neighbors probably think I'm a freaking psychopath. But I do it every morning because it refocuses me on the target, right? And I remember when I was at one of my hardest points in my life, I had severe anxiety disorder. After my parents got divorced, we went bankrupt. And I remember I picked up the book, Think and Grow Rich. And gosh.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Hey, I hear someone on Jordan's computer. I'm going to mute him out. And I remember I had this severe anxiety disorder I went through. And I tried all these programs. I saw a psychiatrist. I did all these crazy things to try and overcome my anxiety, breathing techniques, meditation, all these crazy things I tried, right? Monitoring my diet like a maniac to the point where I was like farting all day because I had so much fiber in my system. I mean, it was crazy. I was trying everything I could possibly do to overcome anxiety. And I'll never forget, I picked up the book, Think and Grow Rich, which I don't think I have with me right now. Picked up the book, Think and Grow Rich. I read the entire book from start to finish in my mom's bedroom, actually, my mom's spare bedroom in her house before that house got repossessed when we went bankrupt. I read that book and I was like, oh my God, it's actually not about all these little tinkering mechanisms about overcoming my anxiety. It's actually about just having such a clear, descript target of what I want to go after. The target is going to exceed my obsession with my goals and where I want to go in my life, right? Is going to exceed my levels of anxiety. And then I ended up writing a book that's called Worry 180, which I'll show you guys really quick. I ended up writing a book that's called Worry 180, and I've never really shared this with a lot of people. By the way, if you guys are in the, let me see if I can get this open real quick. All right. Looks like my HostGator account's down, but regardless, I wrote a 240-page book called Worry 180. I'll pull it up right now. And it's basically on how I overcame my anxiety disorder. And the whole first chapter of it is defining your core motivating forces, right? And I'm going to just pull this up for you really quick. I haven't really shown that many people this. How about this? I'll send it to you guys later. But the point is, the Worry 180 book was like a huge move for me because it was very therapeutic. But the point is, your goals being so crystal clear and going after them, chasing after them and believing in them should exceed the anxiety that you feel, so that you don't have to do all these little tinkering around techniques to overcome anxiety. So since Larry's phone did not come back on just yet, I'm going to share with you very quickly how to make investments when you're in growth mode. Okay. So I wanted to share this topic because SMB Team, my company, I'm completely, I just improvised, because Larry's phone cut off. So I hope you guys enjoyed my improvisation. I wanted to talk about how to make investments when you're in growth mode, because SMB Team we had 6 full-time team members at the beginning of the pandemic. And now we have 20 full-time team members. You know, and through a pandemic, we went from 6 to 20 full-time team members. And I wanted to speak on this for the next 9 minutes before we pull on Jordan Belfort, who just signed on. Here's what really happened, guys, is you have to at some point invest before you have clear profit margins to invest, right? So everyone thinks in this magical world that you're going to somehow, some way land on this super, super profitable venture. And as a result of landing on this super profitable venture, then and only then are you going to be able to hire people to expand your team or spend more money on marketing or whatever it is you're looking to invest on. I think those are the two most important things to invest on. When I go back and I look at all the things that caused the greatest growth in our business, which I'll show you really quick. I was just showing my team this morning. I reverse engineered our 4 growth phases at the SMB team, right? I went through our profit and loss statements. It took me about 6 hours on a weekend to go through and do this. And I looked at, okay, what caused us to go from $15,000 a month to $57,000 a month? Okay, what caused us to go from $57,000 a month to $130,000 a month in 6 months? What caused us to go from 125 to 220 in 4-month time window? And then what caused us to go from 191 to 317, which was last month, September, well, 2 months ago now, in a 3-month time window. And I reverse engineered all these things. And what I realized, a very, very important realization here, can everyone see this from the cycle of going from 57,000 to 130? Can everyone see this thing I've just highlighted? Does anyone want to type into the chat what this says? Go ahead. Someone type that into the chat. Payroll increase, Jason Velez said. Jessica, let's get Jason Velez, since he was the first one to do it. Let's get him a bonus of sorts. We'll send you something in the mail.
It's his birthday today too.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's perfect timing. So we went from $9,500 a month in payroll to $32,000. So we had to increase our payroll expense 3.36x in order to see a 2.28x increase in revenue. Okay, guys, I'm going to say this crystal clear, guys. It required us to spend 3.36x more on payroll during this time window between 2018 and 2019. We had to spend 3.36x more on payroll to see a 2.28x increase in revenue. Okay. So I saw this and I wanted to speak on this one point and this one point alone today, that in order to secure revenue growth, you have to spend more on increasing your team so more people can get things done than you should expect in payroll, right? Than you would expect in revenue. Okay. That was a huge realization for me. And at the time, I want you guys to type into the chat really quick. How do you think I felt? I want you to type into the chat right now. How do you think I felt when I went and spent 3.36x more on payroll before I saw the 2.28x increase in revenue? Okay. Let's see what you guys just said. Okay. Scared, apprehensive, anxious, like your wallet was hurting. Jason got it closest. Jason said exhilarated. We got to really send Jason a gift. He's getting some good answers in here. Robert said anxious, nervous, stomach drop, nervous, terrified. The truth, Jason is the only one who got it right. Jason Velez, the birthday man who's on here right now. He's the only one who got it right. It was actually exhilaration. It was not this fear or this negative context of anxiety. It was exhilaration. Why? I want you guys to tie 2 and 2 together here. Why was it exhilaration, guys? Why was it exhilaration? One reason. One reason only. Because I had goals. My goals were set. I had goals so crystal freaking clear that I knew why I was investing, right? And then the second thing is not only to see a 2.28x increase in revenue through this window right here, did I have to 3.36x my payroll, but I had to go from spending $0 a month on advertising. In my first month of launching our Google Ads campaign for ourselves, I spent $6,000 a month. And then in less than 5 months, really by the beginning of May, we were spending $14,000 a month on Google Ads for ourselves, right? And I bring this up because, again, I had to do this before the revenue growth started. So not only did I have to trip 3.3x my payroll, but I had to go from $0 to $14,000 a month in advertising spend before, this is the key thing, before any guarantees were made, right? In order to go to that 2.2x and break over the $1 million run rate mark, right? And then going from 125 to 220 was way easier than that. Going from 191 to 317 average per month growth, that was way easier because I had already taken those initial 2 important bets of over-investing on payroll, over-investing on marketing, so that I was at least giving myself the running chance, right, of at least allowing revenue growth to come into the company. So the reason I bring this up, and I'm going to ask Larry one final question before we transition to Jordan Belfort, who's going to be up next, which I'm super excited about, is the reason I wanted to say this is at some point, okay, it's great to think, it's great to lie to yourself and to think to yourself that somehow, some way, revenue and profits are just going to perfectly increase. And then you can spend more money on marketing. And then you can spend more money on hiring people. But I'm here to tell you that from my little world of life experiences, which take it with a grain of salt, I'm showing you guys how we build our company as we build our company. You know, I'm not the messiah here with all the answers. Okay. All I'm saying is from my life experience, from my personal life experience, I've never seen growth occur if I didn't spend more money on payroll or spend more money on marketing expenses and then know that the revenue increase would happen.